What's going on, guys? It is Heath, more of a nonstop progress, and today I'm going to be showing you a full training session for a winger or a striker. Let's do it. So as a striker, everyone knows you have to have a really good technical ability to be able to hold up the ball or get into space so that you can ultimately score goals, right? So basically, the first thing I like to do whenever I start out sessions for strikers or for players that are attacking is to work on ball mastery, just so that it kind of improves a player's technical ability. Now, to be honest, I do think that ball mastery work does have its place in training regimens, but I do not think that players should be putting more than like 10% of their training into ball mastery, because it's just not realistic, right? So I do think that most of your training, the bulk of your training, should be realistic drills that do actually have application to the match. I always like to add in ball mastery drills here and there just to keep my feet sharp so that I'm comfortable on the ball within a game. But I do think that a lot of the drills that I do are very game realistic. You will see a lot of game realistic drills in this video, but I just start out with ball mastery to get my feet warmed up and keep my technical ability sharp. Now, these ball mastery drills are just random. You can do whatever kind of variations you want. I like these 6 different ones just because of the fact that, you know, they encompass all the different moves that a striker would do, whether it be like a pull back, a V turn, an L turn, whatever it is, a striker utilizes all of these. Now, for this session, I only did actually 2 different like striking drills when it comes to finishing the ball, but I did them a lot. I did a lot of repetitions of them because I think that these 2 drills really encompass everything that a striker has to do, whether it be sprinting with the ball, sprinting without the ball, quick moves, quick explosiveness past opponents, turning and finishing quickly. These different types of things are very, very, very pinpoint drills that really appeal to certain circumstances within a game. And I do think it's very, very, very important that every single person, no matter what position you play, does drills that are, appealing to circumstances that you see yourself getting into within a game. Everyone moves differently and positions themselves differently, so not every single drill is actually applicable to every other player. And so just to kind of explain this further, you can see that in this drill, I'm just doing a simple turning and finishing drill, but this is super, super, super scenario specific because I always find myself in games getting the ball at the top of the 18 because that's where I like to drift into whenever I'm playing as a fullback. And turning and finishing the ball very quickly on my left foot because I'm left-footed. And so certain things like this, if you're a striker, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that you should design your trainings around the positioning that you get yourself in within a game. And like I always say, whatever you do with your dominant foot, you should always do the same amount with your opposite foot. So your weak foot needs to be at least subpar when it comes to using it for striking, passing, whatever it is. Because like I said, you provide more value to a team if you have a good weak foot than if you don't. If you took 2 players and they're exact same, but one had a weak foot and one didn't, the person that had a weak foot would win. So that's just the fact of the matter. The only thing that I would have done differently was, you can see that with my right foot, I'm actually taking the touch, stopping the ball, and then taking the touch to turn. I wish that I would have just done like I did with my left foot and just take one big touch to turn and then to finish, because it makes it a whole bunch quicker and it actually wastes less time. Because ultimately in the game, you don't have a lot of time to turn, and these defenders are gonna be right on your what. And so, turning really quickly and finishing is super, super, super essential to make sure that you're not getting tackled, and make sure that you don't put your team on the back foot to be exposed to a counterattack. And that leads me to my next point. You can see that in this final drill, I did everything at a match speed. This is super duper important if you are serious about development, because if you train very slow and then you go into a game, the game is going to feel so fast and you're not going to be able to adapt long enough until the coach pulls you out because he realizes that you can't play at the level. And so it's super important to be able to train quickly like you would see within your games, and so that whenever you go into a game environment, it feels easy. And that's something that a lot of different players don't understand, is that if they train hard and they train fast and at game realistic pace, then when they go into the game, it'll actually slow down for them. Because if you're playing in a tight area at a really fast pace, once you open it up to 11-a-side game, then it's going to feel a lot slower. And whether or not you're a striker or a winger, it doesn't really matter. This session appeals to you because every single player needs a good technical ability. Every single player needs to be able to finish effectively. Every single player needs to be able to train in different circumstances. And finally, every single player needs to train at match speed. So if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more weekly soccer and fitness content. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at nonstop.progress because we're going to be doing a giveaway this Friday. Don't miss it. I'll see you next week. Peace.